y bienvenidos a la Daily Hustle. Soy Enrique Byrnes y presidente de esa mejor cerveza. No Abate por No Filter Network. Will the Thrill Clark not with us this morning. Miguelito San Dieguito not with us this morning. But as we do each and every single day when we come on here, we grab the foam fingers and we properly salute our boys, as well as each and every one of you. Yes, 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 yes. Woo! Remember this, folks. When we are juiceful, we are useful. And when we are juiceless, we are fucking useless. A very pleasant good morning to you on the first day of April 2024. And no, these glasses are not some sort of April Fool's joke. They are, I think they call them the windscreens. I don't know. I went to Chloe's race yesterday and I forgot my glasses. So I went down to the Oakley shop and for whatever reason decided that I was going to buy the biggest pair of glasses I could possibly fucking find. I mean, my goodness. These are like an inch or two away from being a full-blown COVID shield. Remember those things? People walking around with the face mask. I mean, these are gargantuan. What a pair of glasses. I took a selfie with them. I'm like, I got to have them. Do I think they look good? It doesn't really matter. I think they're entertaining. They entertain me. When I put them on, I smile. And the lenses, I know they appear to be dark, but they actually brighten everything up. There's this rose tint to them. So, yeah, I certainly will have my vision dialed in today for the Deuces Wild Daily Hustle. By the way, the proper name for these things are the wind jackets. I mean, you literally, not only do they protect you from the wind, but you can hang a couple fucking jackets on them. Whatever you want. These are just fantastic. So, anyhow, enough about me and my glasses and how great I look. Let's get on into today's Daily Hustle. And first and foremost, we cannot forget our title sponsor, Bet Online. The tournament is here. As a matter of fact, the Final Four is here. Bet Online is your bracket headquarters for the season with the best bracket contests out there and odds, lines, and info on every game and every round up to the national championship. By the way, the national championship's going to be in Arizona. I certainly have thought about heading down there for it. You can access the most up-to-the-minute wagering information anytime from your desktop or mobile device and even track your bracket in real time all the way through the tournament. Head to Bet Online today and get in on all the action. Remember to use the promo code BLEAV, capital B, L-E-A-V, for your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. Bet Online. The game starts here. All right, today's Daily Hustle electronic email communication that went out just minutes ago. Buenos dias. Today is Monday, April 1st, 2024. Daily Hustle quote of the day. When things go wrong, as they sometimes will, when the road you're trudging seems all uphill, when care is pressing you down a bit, rest if you must, but do not quit. Often the goal is nearer than it seems to be a faint and faltering man. Often the struggler has given up when he might have captured the victor's cup. Daily Hustle translation. We are closer than we think. Oftentimes we get stuck busting our ass in the grind and don't necessarily see an immediate way out. After getting traded twice in 2005, I had a rough second half of the season with the Rockies and the Orioles. I signed with the Diamondbacks in 2006 offseason and refocused all of my efforts mentally and physically to become the absolute best baseball player I could be. A month into the 2006 season, I had only one home run and was playing sparingly. Yet, I continued to work day in and day out, preparing myself for my next opportunity. I was in a batting practice group with veteran sluggers Luis Gonzalez, Sean Green, and Tony Clark. And every day we would play an opposite field home run game where we would get 1 point for a pulled nuke, 2 points for a homer to center field, and 3 points for an Oppo Taco. The game broke up the monotony of batting practice, but most importantly, it taught me how to take a batting practice with a purpose. With the tutelage of 3 great teammates, it ingrained within my mechanics how to properly drive a baseball to the opposite field. Eventually, I was able to translate that work from BP into the game, and it was fucking on. I finished the year with 26 ding-dong Donkey Kongs. Bottom line, so long as we continue to relentlessly work with a purpose, success is imminent and oftentimes sudden and explosive. Okay, so basically, look, we have to not only work, but we have to work with a purpose. And although we don't always know how we're going to get there, we do know where we're going. We have to know where we're going. So in order to take care of the baby steps along the way, we must immerse ourselves into the moment of what's going on now. And that's when faith comes into this. And there was a quote the other day that I used last week about faith and tension. And you cannot have faith and tension at the same time. It's the truth. Because if we are faithful, we know what's coming. We have faith in the work that we put in. We have faith in our universe coming together. We have faith in God. We have faith in all the people surrounding us. We have faith in our decision-making ability. When we have faith, all things are possible. Yet when we have doubt, when we have fear, that's when tension arises. Well, in this case, I had to have faith. It was tough. Played for the Oakland A's for, 7 years of my career. First 2 in the minor leagues, the next 5 parts of minor leagues, part big leagues, whatever, between 2000 and 2005, and then you get traded. And literally, it feels like your family has abandoned you. And I go to Colorado. I'm there for 2 weeks. I get traded again. That was after Dan O'Dowd told me how much he loved me and was looking forward to holding on to me, but did say that there's a chance that I trade you to a contender. Well, Baltimore was in contention. I got traded there. Had a great conversation with Lee Mazzilli. Incredible. Show up. Guy's got a plate of pancakes, cigarette in his mouth, cup of coffee. Yo, Byrnesy, been trying to get you here for a long time. You got 3 rules. You show up on time, you play hard, and you steal every fucking time you get on base. It takes a rip off his smag. I'm like, dude, this is the place I want to be. Tells me, you're the starting left fielder. Go get him. Well, sure enough, I hit my first 11 games, and then Lee Mazzilli gets fired. We go to Oakland. I go 0 for Oakland. It was like 0 for 15. Something stupid. All I wanted to do is kick the shit out of him. Tried obviously way too hard. And then it was downhill from there. So I go into that offseason really focused, where I was going to leave everything from the past behind and let's figure out a way how I'm going to go forward. I started working with Carl Keel, who wrote The Mental Game of Baseball. I worked relentlessly. Actually, you know who I worked with was Kevin Long, the hitting coach. Who is he with now? Is he with the Mets now? Damn, maybe he's with the Phillies now. I think he's with the Phillies. But he's been around. He was with the Nationals. He was with the Yankees for a long time. He was with the Yankees when I worked with him. One of the best hitting coaches I've ever worked with. And in doing that, it just dialed me in. And I had all sorts of confidence in my ability. I had faith. And even though it wasn't happening in the immediate, I had faith that it was going to happen. And through that first month of the season, Jeff DeVannen was the center fielder. He was hot as could be. Bob Melvin kept telling me, I'm going to get you in there. I'm going to get you in there. And he kept getting me in like one game a series, which is huge because it allowed me to keep a little rhythm, a little flow. And then sure enough, DeVannen got cold. I got hot, and the rest was history. 26 homers, 25 bags. But we got to put in the work, and we have to have faith that that work is going to pay off. But for all of us in life, I think it's imperative to know and understand we don't always see it. We don't always see it like, I didn't think I was going to go from one homer after the first month of the season to hitting 26. I mean, that was a dramatic jump. I mean, basically, I was damn near on pace to hit 40 if I had kept that up through the course of the entire 6 months. But that explosive growth was going to happen just based on the work I was putting in and the faith that I had. Okay, enough about me, enough about these glorious shades that I'm wearing. The wind jackets. I ordered another pair too. I mean, I don't know why I'm so obsessed with these things. The next round of Oakleys, I mean, you cannot get much bigger, honestly. If you add any more to this, it becomes a face shield. But as of now, I'll just keep rocking it. All right, the top stories from the weekend. What an awesome weekend of Major League Baseball. If this does not get you excited about the season to come, I don't know what will. All right, it says the first week of the 2024 season is over. It obviously way too early to draw any conclusions about any player, team, or division. But hey, what's the harm in trying anyway? All right, so we're not going to project too much forward at this point, but these are still real games after all with real stats and real stakes. Thus, we can all learn some lessons. We are 1 weekend in, might as well dive into some overreactions. Okay, I don't want to give the overreactions yet. The AL East, the Blue Jays, Justin Turner fits like a glove. Turner really didn't get it going until Sunday when he had a home run and 4 RBIs, an easy 9-2 win to salvage a series split against division rival Rays. But for a guy who's played 1,500 games plus for 4 different teams heading into the year, he looks remarkably comfortable in his new Blue Jays fit. The Jays seemed to need another bat heading into this year. The red bearded veteran may just be it. Okay, this is a takeaway from every one of the teams is basically what it is. The Blue Jays look good. They got the first one against the Rays. They then dropped the next 2, and then they salvaged the series split on Sunday. This is going to be a common theme in the American League East, and I wouldn't be surprised if all of these teams beat up on each other. I'm not sure their records are going to be as good as they were last year. Now, will they absolutely fucking hammer the Central and the West? The Central, yes. The West, I don't want to say not so much, but then again, the Yankees, wow. What a performance by the dudes in pinstripes going into Minute Maid Park and sweeping a team that has fucking owned them over the past decade. At least it seems like that. So if you're not buying in to Juan Soto and the value that he can bring to that team, you're fucking crazy. He is one of the most dynamic players in the game of baseball solely because he gets on base all the time. Let's start there. Not to mention the fact the youthful exuberance and energy that he plays with. He is the same age as Aaron Judge was when he's a rookie. Think about that. The potential that Juan Soto has is limitless. When I heard about him when he came up with the Nationals, and I think it was Chip Hale, and I know FP Santangelo was around the Nats at the time as our broadcaster, they kept singing his praises of how great of a kid he was and how humble he was, and went on and on and on. Well, the Nats eventually traded him to the Padres. The Padres, he was there 1 year. He was just there in the wrong year for the Padres. Plus, the dynamic of a Juan Soto, a Manny Machado, a Fernando Tatis Jr., it's just too much. I know it seems like it should work, but it just seemed like a lot. Too many cooks in the kitchen. So he goes to New York, where they had an on-base problem last season. And from a statistical standpoint, He solidifies that right away. The guy gets on at a 42% clip. And then taking the fact that he's a great teammate. He smiles. He comes up with big hits. He can make plays defensively. Not known for his defense. He throws the runner out at home on opening day. And again, I'll give credit to Jose Trevino, too. Friend of the program, friend of No Filter Network, making a sick catch and tag on the runner. But then Soto, not only does he hit his first home run in the Yankee pinstripes, but comes up with a huge game-winning hit yesterday against Josh Hader, the nastiest left-handed reliever in baseball. The nastiest reliever in baseball. Doesn't matter left or right. No moment is too big for Juan Soto. And this could be an electric AL East. Because from what we saw from the Orioles this weekend, and absolutely dismantling the Angels in the first two games, and what we saw in Houston with the New York Yankees and the way they're playing, this looks like a team. This doesn't look like a bunch of individuals. And sometimes it takes being humbled to get to that point. The Red Sox, their rotation looks good. Their starters look great. But it could be a long season for that. I just think the competition in the AL East is too much. It's too much. Between the O's and the Yankees and the Rays and the Blue Jays, the Red Sox are the worst team of all those. Says here, after Lucas Giolito was lost for the season during spring training, the general consensus with the Red Sox starters were going to be shelled 9 in, 9 out. That may end up being the case, but so far, they're terrific. Cutter Crawford, Nick Pivetta, Brian Bello, and Garrett Whitlock put up a 1.64 ERA against the Mariners. That quartet also had a .68 whip, the best four-game stretch to open a season series since 1906. 27 strikeouts, only one walk. That was great. Will they get enough offense? I think that becomes the big question. There wasn't a whole lot of offense at all in Seattle this weekend. The Rays, is Randy Arozarena finding another gear? For as truly thrilling as it can be to watch Arozarena play, and as beloved as he is for the Rays fan base, he has yet to have a true superstar type season. For a franchise forever searching for transcendence, Arozarena has always been good rather than transcendent. But over the weekend, he looked like the Babe Ruth-esque version of himself that we've seen in the postseason, hitting 2 homers, stealing 2 bases, and even signing autographs for fans during the game. That's legends behavior. Okay. The fact that this guy went Oppo Taco and pimped the shit out of it, it's so pretty to watch when a right-hander goes Oppo and walks with it. So, he then comes into the dugout, high-fives the teammates, and this is after the stare when he hits third base, the whole bit. And as soon as he comes in and dabs up the boys, he starts signing fucking autographs in the middle of a game. MLB needs more Randy Arozarenas. It is awesome to see a genuine superstar play the game with this youthful exuberance that actually looks like he's having fun and he's not out there grinding or working. No, what he's doing, he's playing. That's it. So that was really, really cool to watch. In the AL Central, the Guardians, Bieber may be Bieber again. Look, the Guardians went into Oakland. They won 3 of 4. They won their first 3. Stephen Vogt, solid managerial debut going up against his former team. The situation in Oakland is fucking awful. It's really tough to watch. The fact that the fans protested the game and there were thousands of fans out in the parking lot. They had an announced attendance of like 13,000. I didn't see what the attendance was the other days, but there's no way I can imagine there's any more than a couple thousand people out there at the Coliseum. On that note, the Coliseum has offered the A's a home for the next, 3-4 years until they potentially move to Las Vegas. They basically lowered their demands on the lease agreement, which could get them in a position to bring the A's back for the next few years. I don't know. Maybe you do that. Maybe you don't. If you could find a better option, if I'm the A's, I'd probably take it. I just don't know if there's a better option. I mean, you got to keep playing baseball. You need a home. Look, the Coliseum, it's a toilet bowl, but it's our toilet bowl. So, yeah, Bieber did look great, 11 punchies. I think the Indians, I don't think there's a whole lot of competition in the Central, but I think the Indians will be good. Another team that I liked, the Kansas City Royals, an 11-0 winner. They dropped their first two games, a couple close ones to the Twins, and then came back and fucking donkey stomped the Twinkies yesterday. That is much more indicative of who I thought the Royals are going to be. I think this could be an outside playoff contender. The Tigers, holy shit, they're 3-0, and their young players are learning to win. The Tigers have plenty of talent, but it hasn't really been tested, at least in the big leagues, in any meaningful way. It has all been about building up to this point. That's why the Tigers have to love their 3 one-run victories over the White Sox, including 2 come-from-behind wins in the past 2 days. This is Detroit's first 3-0 start since 2016. A.J. Hinch, was he going on his 3rd year there now? Yeah, it's coming together. A lot of the young talent that they have coming through. The Tigers and the Pittsburgh Pirates are 2 dark horse playoff teams that I would not be shocked to see playing in October. You heard it here first. All right, we don't have a lot more time. White Sox fans, hey, look, I'm all love. I know I had a lot of White Sox fans really upset with me when I called them the worst fans of baseball. I'm just stating fact. That's it. A lot of other people chiming in saying, it's the Dodgers, it's the Yankees, it's the Red Sox. My personal experience, it was a White Sox. All right, the Angels, by the way, called a team meeting. And they did it after the second game of the season. They're all professionals, right? And so when you go out there and you get fucking throttled the way the Angels did, Ron Washington wasn't having it. So boys called a team meeting, went out there, won the 3rd game of that series. That's the beauty of baseball. It really is, because you had 2 teams that looked like they weren't going to win a game all year, be it the Oakland A's and the Los Angeles Angels. And then both of those teams, under the leadership of great men in Mark Kotsay and Ron Washington, came out that last day and freaking sacked up and took care of business, winning the final game of that series. That's baseball, folks. For those who thought that the Cleveland Guardians were going to go 162-0, think again. The same thing, even as good as the O's are. All it takes is a live one. That's it. A live game. And that's why you play 162. Everyone questioned, too long. They said, no. You play 162 because at the end of 162, it'll average out to the point where you will get the best teams going into the playoffs. The Rangers went ahead and they took the first 2 games against the Cubs, ended up dropping the one yesterday, but they certainly look good. I mean, I could go over, the entire box score and everything else. And by the way, the Final Four is also set as I continue to jump around here. NC State, what a fucking run, man. My brother from another mother, Byrnes Jr. If you don't like this guy and you can't get behind him and the NC State Wolfpack, something is wrong with you. If you don't have a horse in the race and your bracket's already busted, there is no reason why you shouldn't be wholeheartedly rooting for NC State for the sole fact that they fucking sent Duke home. That's number one. I don't know why we're so hard on Duke here at No Filter Network. They're just kind of fun to hate. But NC State is fun to love. Jimmy V right now has got to be just going berserk in his grave, man. I mean, it is the spirit of Valvano is back, and that was the last time they were in the Final Four when they had that miraculous national championship and the shot and was short and the guy comes and tips it, and then you see Jimmy V running around the basketball court. This is something special's happening. Now, they have a tall task in front of them going forward here. This is not going to be easy. UConn at this point is looking damn near unbeatable. And Purdue, holy shit. Can anybody stop that big guy? I mean, he is something else. And then he speaks. Well, hold tight here. Hold tight here because, yeah, Zach Edey. So he was given a post-game interview. And it was the first time I heard Edey speak. And you never know what you're going to get. I mean, these guys are young men. So a lot of times we get a little bit of a higher pitched voice. And you're not exactly sure what's going to come out of their mouths. Their frontal lobes aren't necessarily fully developed. Well, Edey basically said, you don't know us. You have no idea what we're capable of. He seemed like Ivan Drago. And I was waiting for him to say, I must kill you. I mean, this is a man on a fucking mission. This is a team on a mission. So they are going to have their hands full with the NC State Wolfpack. Obviously, I got to believe Purdue's going to be favored in that one. UConn will be heavy favorites in the other game against Alabama. But these are two teams that are capable of pulling it off. It's all about getting hot at the right time. Alabama's gotten hot. NC State has gotten hot as well. Okay, I got to run. Got Chloe's race, 10 a.m., 30 minutes to get to the other side of the mountain, put on my snow feet. Beautiful day out here in the greater Lake Tahoe area. The storm has finally moved past. That said, there's 50 million people across America under a storm watch today. It's the same storm that just ripped through here. So stay safe out there. And quick double sky point. I had a plane crash here outside the Truckee Airport 2 nights ago. And the husband and wife lost their lives. Just, again, like the weather's not something really to screw with. They were trying to land in a snowstorm, which is obviously not easy to do, but just a little double sky point in tribute to them. Happy Easter, everybody, as well. Back on tomorrow with the DH, and we'll get some more analyzing going on. Didn't even get into the whole Mets-Brewers fiasco in which Jeff McNeil took huge exception to Rhys Hoskins in a slide into second base. It ended up causing absolute chaos. Then, sure enough, they throw behind Hoskins the next day. The pitcher suspended for 3 games. And, between that and the Tampa and Toronto situation, I mean, just for the benches to clear in the first weekend like that tells me it's going to be a good one. There's actually 3 different benches clearing incidences. So, all right, everyone have a fantastic day. John Emmanuel Ramos Henderson in Makati City. Buckwheat, what's up, motherfucker? Been too long, dude. And we got John Davis, Collierville, Tennessee. Gene out in Minnesota. Michelle Drew and the crew. If you're listening to Apple or Spotify, leave us 5-star review if you're feeling generous, and go ahead and write a review. It always helps. That's it. Have a great day. See ya!